All right, what you got for me? Ask me anything.
Ask you anything?
Yeah. What do you want to know? I'm here. It's just you and I. Nobody else is watching.
Yeah, I know.
Because I got questions for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you go first.
Okay. What is your top 3 favorite moments you've lived in your life so far?
In my life?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
Dang. Top 3?
Yeah.
How do I... Sheesh.
It's a head scratcher, isn't it?
I mean... Man, that's... You put me on the spot.
I can't even answer that.
When your mom came down the aisle, I cried. It was beyond words. And I have a way with words. I was overwhelmed. It was like, wow. Like I couldn't believe it was happening. So that'd be one.
I figured you'd say that.
When you were born, they don't know the story. You know. So when you came out and you were just crying and you wouldn't stop crying, and then the nurse was like, well, Dad, maybe if you hold him, you can stop crying. As soon as the moment you went into my arms, you just stopped. And I was like, I got this. I was like, man, I'm gonna be the best dad ever. And then your sister came 4 years later and that didn't work for her. But just being a father or becoming a father, yeah, that'd be one. So that's 2. Top 3. It was top 3, what would you call it?
Like moments or anything, like experiences, moments.
Man, I've had so many incredible moments. I've lived a really good life. I don't say that to say like I'm leaving anytime soon, I don't think, but.
You're blessed, yeah.
I enjoyed recently going to France. I don't know if I put that in the top 3, but it's just, you know, some stuff when they ask a question and it's fresh in your mind. But I enjoyed it because, man, the world is so small. You know what I'm saying? I have a new goal. I want to get to at least 6 continents. I'm not trying to get to Antarctica. Like, I don't know if there's anything I can really see in Antarctica that's worth it. But all the other continents, I want to be able to say I've been there once. And
I'd go to Antarctica for like a couple of days just to see.
Just to check it off?
Yeah.
Nah, man. It's like travel costs, man. But just being there and just seeing how they're not that different from us, but then to see the differences and then just to think, man, I'm so much closer to Africa. I mean, that's what I'm trying to get to is Africa. Those, I guess, would be the top 3 for this answer. There's probably some others. I'm not too solid on the last one. What's your top 3 ever?
I don't know. Can't call it.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something I gotta think about.
You can't ask a question and not have the answer to the question that you ask.
Yeah, you can.
That's not fair.
It is.
I had to come up with answers, even though I knew that wasn't gonna be like the 3 answers ever. I had to come up with answers.
I don't have those answers yet.
Oh my gosh. I got a couple questions for you. These are good questions to ask with your father, your son. Was there ever a time when you was going through something and you didn't think you was gonna make it out?
When I was going through something, I didn't think I was gonna make it out.
Yeah. It was just so tough and it was so agonizing. You were so miserable. The pain felt so real.
I won't say, you mean like physical pain or any type of...
It could be emotional, it could be physical.
I've been overwhelmed to the point where I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it out of this, or I don't know how I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah.
Pretty vague.
I remember when, one of the moments, let me think, when my car had got towed and I didn't have any money, and it was like a couple of years ago, and I was like, how am I gonna get the car back? And then
I remember that.
Yeah. And yeah, that was a rough moment. And like mentally trying to fight through that, like how am I gonna figure this out? And then they was like, you need to pay, I had like parking tickets on top of that. And it was like, you need to pay this. And then like at the last minute, like the lady was like, it's like after I had prayed and all that, like how am I gonna figure this out? And the lady like cut it in half and then it was manageable. So like.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was probably a time I was like real stressed. I didn't know how that was gonna work out, how I was gonna get through that.
My time was a week ago.
Oh, with when you were sick.
With the penis pain. Listen, I'm just saying this to the fellas. When you get to a certain age, you need to, what? That's what it was. It was agonizing. Listen, you don't want your penis to hurt like this. I'm trying to help y'all out, all right? I mean, I don't know. I can't really talk about this on the Dad and Daughters podcast, but I definitely going to talk about this with the fellas. This thing called prostatitis. I never heard of it. It's when your prostate, which is, I still can't even tell you all the functions of it, but I know every brother has one, and it's supposed to be the size of a walnut. But when you get to be in your 40s and 50s, it can swell up to the size of a tangerine. And man, it can affect your urine flow. It can affect like ejaculations. Like, I'm just trying to talk about stuff that people ain't talking about because it's a health thing that I want y'all to be mindful of. And I ignored the symptoms because like sometimes when I pee, it would go in two different directions. You deal with that? You deal with that?
Oh, no. I don't know. Yeah. I was just saying.
So when I'm saying when you get older and you start noticing stuff like that, or the pee flow is not as strong or stuff, you need to go to a doctor and see what's going on with your prostate. And I know men don't like to deal with that because you think of some doctor sticking his finger in your butt, and that's not like something you want. I'm just.
Where is this going?
Because this is stuff that we ain't talking about that we need to. See, you young now. You 25. You ain't got to worry about it. But 15 years happened just like 15 years happened just like that. You understand what I'm saying?
It's like a awareness.
So this is an awareness thing because that first night, I didn't think I was gonna make it through the night because some of the symptoms, it's basically an infection because of the swollen prostate. And man, it was a burn when you pee and then a burn after you pee. It's not just enough to have one during the pee, but then it's an after effect burn. And then this is happening every 10 to 15 minutes. Like you can't even sleep. Like I literally thought, God, I'm over here like praying like the Garden of Gethsemane when Jesus was like, Lord, take this suffering from me, please. And I'm like, why can't you heal me? And I'm in tears. I'm like literally suffering. And so I didn't know, that seemed like the longest day ever.
I'm glad you made it through that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't want y'all like young people to just think like you got forever. Cause like, I was young, you know? So yeah, that's something I'm just trying to be mindful of. It has a lot to do with your diet, has a lot to do with certain things. Just staying connected with a doctor. When's the last time you seen your doctor?
Sometime last year. I gotta make
annual physical.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Very important. We fellas, we don't like to go to the see the doctor. I think we don't want, especially when you get older, we don't want to hear bad news. So we think if we don't hear any news, then there's nothing wrong. And that's not healthy.
What's the next question?
Okay, so I got a friend of mine. You're 25 now, but I need you to go back and rewind to like when you were 14, 15, 16. How should a father approach having a conversation with their son about sex or other uncomfortable stuff that they know they need to talk about, but they don't know how to begin? And it's really awkward. Like, what do they do?
I mean, I feel like asking me that is, you can ask other people for their opinions on it or their takes on it, but everybody is different.
No, I know that.
So it's like everybody will receive things differently. Everybody will approach things differently or take things differently.
Well, okay, I just like one of the catchphrases that you normally use is you say something like, "That's weird," you know. So I'm like, if dad's coming and they're having a conversation and saying stuff, like, when does a dad not address it because it's too weird, or when does he press beyond the weirdness?
I mean, I feel like anything is only weird if you make it weird. Like, that's a mental thing for real. Like, you can get, just because it's something being weird means it's probably like uncomfortable or unusual or feels unusual. So it's like, if you press beyond that mentally, like, it's not really that weird. It's whatever you make it. So it's only a big deal if you make it out to be. But I mean, I would say what they trying to have like a.
I mean, he bought my book. He was gonna go with a book with the boys, but I'm like, I don't want the book by itself to be the one. Like, he's got to be able to have the conversations. He's got to be able to have the heart.
I mean, as the dad, you just break it down. Like, you can ask them what they know about it or what their involvement is in it. I mean, being real.
I tell you, like with your grandfather, he took me out to breakfast when I was 12. And he said, "So what do you know?" And I said, "I don't know anything." And he said, "Okay, good." And then that was it.
Nah, that's not it. That's not it. I mean, I feel like you try to see what they know or what they. Yeah, you see what they know or what, because they, at the end of the day, at that age,
but they gonna play dumb.
You in school, they might play dumb, but if they play dumb, then you break it down anyways. And if they're not hearing what you got to say, then that's what it is. But at least you tried at that point. Like, I mean, the way I would say is like, you try to figure out what they know. It depends on the relationship too, like the relationship you have with your sons, where things are more open or things could be more weird or more awkward. But like, if you have an open relationship, you know, like we do, where you talk and stuff like that, or you can joke around and it's comfortable, then, you know, it's easier to have those type of conversations. But if it's like, you know, the relationship is kind of iffy and it's not that strong of a connection, I can see there's more difficulty getting into a conversation like that. But I would still say, regardless, you know, you got to get over the big deal of it mentally, of the conversation. See what they know, and then from there, you know, you break it down exactly what it is in a way that you will want them to understand. You can't really ride them too hard on like condemning them about it or judging them about it, but more so, like, well, at that age, yeah, you can, because they still 14, 15, they still under your roof and stuff like that. They're still minors. But kind of like not being lax about it, but kind of finding a balance where it's not, you're not like judging them about it or anything like that, but you telling them what you're
not overreacting.
Yeah, you're more so guiding. And I feel like that's where a lot of parents go wrong. I mean, dads too. And I think y'all have done a good job of that. But it's like, before they think about a parent trying to understand where they're coming from or really have a conversation about it, they more focus on the reaction that's going to come from it. I don't know. I just say have a more controlled reaction of what you're hearing or what the situation is or what you're being told or whatever the circumstances are. You know, even if it's something that you might not want to hear or that you might not like that's going on, like, I mean, you know, everybody was that age at some point and did something dumb at some point or something that they're not supposed to do. And maybe the situation is they not doing it wrong or not doing nothing crazy or not doing it that way. But regardless, I think it's best to just be able to feel like, or make your kid feel like they heard or they're understood, or, you know, not so much judged and condemned like they did the worst thing ever and they can't come back from it or something like that, you know. And that don't mean you don't gotta punish them or anything like that, but how you respond to certain things is important.
I remember it was tough talking to you It wasn't anything that you did or didn't do. It was just you have a very chill, poker face demeanor. So I would never know how you were really processing what I had to say. And I was like, I'm the type of person, I like feedback. I like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody is different. Like,
Yeah,
some
it's
people,
like, man, I don't even know what this dude is thinking with what I'm telling him right now. And that's awkward for us parents, because like, sometimes we'll be like, is what I'm saying even
resonating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even remember having that conversation.
Well, I mean, there were times we were talking about porn or masturbation. I remember you had a question for me. I forgot what the question was.
How you remember I had a question, but you don't remember the question?
Because I remember feeling like I had paved the way. I had like created spaces to talk about stuff. And I said, anytime you ever want to ask me something, you can. And you came back and you asked me. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it was like, yes. Have you ever seen on Blackish when like Rainbow was like, the daughter was coming to talk and she was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. This person's coming to talk to me, this, that, the other. And by the time she's like talking in her head, right, the daughter had already said the thing and she didn't hear anything she said. It was like, I heard what you said. I just don't remember now. I just remember thinking like,
in the moment, like you was happy that. But that's what I'm saying. If you make them comfortable where they can, whatever conversation we had, I'm pretty sure you made it in a place where it's like, there's not going to be any judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like with the stuff we talking about.
Yeah.
So when I did actually have a question, it made it easy for me to be like, okay, I can ask him this and he's not going to go crazy or he's not going to trip. You know what I'm saying? Like make me feel like condemned or...
Yeah,
you know?
and that was my main thing. I did want to respond. I didn't want to respond in a way like there's something wrong with you or you're something crazy for you to ask that. I do remember that. I just don't remember what the question was. It doesn't matter. I think what you're giving is some good advice. Like, I think hopefully some dads will hear that and they'll respond and have the necessary conversations. So with your music?
I'm gonna record it in a minute. I need to start doing this promotion. But you know, maybe that's something I'll do today. Yeah, I'm enjoying it myself.
Enjoying
It's a little harder with school though, because I got a lot of work that I gotta do. Exams I gotta get ready for. But yeah, it's not stopping nothing.
Okay. Cool. Well, next time we have a conversation, maybe Eric will share his 3 most incredible things that ever happened to him. And any question that he asks, he will be able to answer for himself. I encourage you guys, fathers, sons, continue to have conversations over anything, even the small things, so that it'll set the tone for the big things, and show that you're present, you don't judge. If you're only having conversations about the major things, you're not really building a relationship. And you have the conversations with the little things so that you can make room to have the conversations about the big things. But until next time, y'all continue to be human, all right? Trying to think of the appropriate way to say bye.
We'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah, that'll work too.